Alright, My Hero fans, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk. A very serious talk. So, come here. Come close. If you're a My Hero fan, come close. Deku and Bakugo are not gay. They will never end up together. And that's just the hard truth. So suck it up and go touch some grass. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, welcome. And we're going to talk about the My Hero Academia community. I'm making a new series where every episode I talk about a new fandom. So if you have a fandom you want me to expose or something, let me know and I'll talk about it and say bad things about it, I guess. I don't know. But I want to start off with the My Hero fandom because they're the most notorious, they're the most stinky, they're the most Discord mod looking you've ever seen. So I want to talk about it. Before we get into this, I want to say, I'm in no way, shape, or form homophobic. Some points I might say, I might not know, but maybe that's accidentally me being homophobic. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just saying, if a character, stop making gay ships. If they have nothing to do with each other, stop making gay ships. It's really making me mad. Like Deku and Bakugo. Bakugo told Deku to go off himself in the first episode, and Deku and Oshako were set up to get together in the first 5 episodes of the show. So, context clues, common knowledge. You know who's ending up together. And matter of fact, let's add the fact that every time they see each other, one or the other blushes. Bright red. Red as the Monkey D. Luffy's shirt. That's how red they get. When Deku sees Bakugo, he says, "Hi, Kacchan." When Bakugo sees Deku, all he sees is a nerd. Someone he wants to beat and surpass. So the fact that My Hero fans are over here crashing out and having a mental crisis because Deku and Bakugo didn't end up together, this shows how depressing and how miserable your life needs to be. They care that much? Like, sure, if you're doing it just for fun, ha ha. But they care that much about your ship that it didn't work out? What did you expect? I'm pretty sure both these characters were confirmed straight. And Bakugo has shown no romantic interest in any character. Not a single character. The only thing he loves is fighting and surpassing. That's it. The only 3 ships I'll ever allow a My Hero fan to ever believe in. Maybe there's others I'm missing, but the main 3 that I won't mind if you believe in is Deku Ochako. You know, the Deku Ochako that we've seen since episode 5. Kaminari and Jiro. For anyone that's actually watched the show, season 6, the heroes are rushing towards the villain's base. Midnight gives Denki a speech. I know this is scary and all, but do it for the one thing that you cherish most in life. You know what Denki cherishes most in life? Jiro. You know how I know that? Because I watched the show. Jiro, as she's fighting All for One, she thinks of Kaminari. She wants to live and be, All for One for Kaminari. And manga spoiler, they have an internship next to each other, just so they could see each other more. So I'm fine if you ship that. That makes sense. The only other ship I'll allow is Mina and Kirishima. Childhood best friends, or not best friends. They went to school together. They've known each other for a while now, and in season 6 and season 7, during the war arcs and etc. Like, they're always next to each other. They're always fighting together. Like, in the war, in season 6, the only reason, Kirishima succeeded is because of Mina. And the reason Mina is succeeding is because of Kirishima. They go hand in hand. But if I see one more, Deku and Bakugo, Toga and Ochako, Toya and Shota. If I see one more Todoroki and Dabi ship, I'm gonna lose it. Shoto Todoroki and Toya Todoroki. Notice how they have the same last name? It's because they're siblings. Or even worse, Shoto Todoroki. Enji Todoroki. AKA Endeavor. You know who Todoroki's dad is? or the father of the Todorokis is Endeavor! You freaks! You incest-loving freaks! My bad, I'm losing my throat yelling. Ugh. Or, even worse, Eri. If you've watched My Hero, then you know the name Eri. You know that she's 7 years old, around 7, and has mad trauma. And I've seen people ship her with the person that gave her that trauma. Eri X Overhaul exists! Let me say that again. Eri X Overhaul exists! Why? Give me one good reason you should ever have to create that. My phone fell. No. But tell me one good reason that should ever exist. First of all, a 7-year-old. You shouldn't even be shipping 7-year-olds. If you are, I'm locking you up with Diddy. Diddy, you need to meet Diddy, your role model, obviously. I'm losing my mind. And then we have another part of the My Hero Academia fandom. The power scalers. Now, if you power scale, by all means, you do you. But if you're power scaling to the point where you say Froppy is the strongest, Mineta is the second strongest, and Koda is the third strongest, I bet most of you can't even remember who Koda is. But if you're saying those are the top 3 heroes in Class 1A, you obviously haven't watched the show, and you obviously don't know the story behind the show. The reason that Deku is the strongest is because he's the only one that stands even a slim percentage of beating Shigaraki. He's the only one that stands a chance at beating Shigaraki. Bakugo tried. You want to see how that turned out? No? Okay. I'm dying from cringe. And then Shota Todoroki is third. Why? Because he has the feats, he has the hacks, and he has the ability to be third. Fourth is Tokoyami. Fifth is Kirishima. After that, I don't know. You can all debate it. But after that, I don't know. So, if you're a power scaler, at least find good information, credible information, and some feats that you can list off that would show their strength. And if it's something from a movie or something non-canon that the studio created, it doesn't count. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't count. Now, if it's like, it just doesn't count. It simply doesn't count. If the author hasn't stated it, it doesn't count because it's their story. They state whatever they want to be true. Oh, wow, just because Yuga did something really important makes him strong. It's a movie. It doesn't count. It's filler. And even though some filler can be canon, like, for example, One Piece, the GA arc, the leader of the GA arc made an appearance in Impel Down. While not a major thing, it's still filler confirmed canon and a little bit. And I like it. But if you're doing stuff like, oh wow, Mineta threw so many great balls at these rocks, like over 100, he barely got blood on his head, meaning he's super strong. First of all, that makes no sense. Secondly, it's a movie. It really doesn't count because anime movies are like never canon. And third, why are you trying to power scale Mineta? Hello? Anyone trying to power scale Mineta? Anyone like Mineta? Mineta? No? Okay. Like, Mineta, out of every character you could power scale, you choose Mineta? Now, if it was something like Denki, or like Ida, or I would rather you try and power scale Sato and Sero. Like, both those characters I like, they're enjoyable, and really underrated. Power scale them. Like, give them some screen time. Not Mineta. Last thing I want to talk about these My Hero fans are the content creators. You know, here's my Todoroki, or I can't think of any others. But I'm not talking about, like, you know, the Matt Curtins, like, skit creators. I'm not talking about, like, the Pixel Drinks. No. Most of them, they do it because it's entertaining and it's funny. If you don't find it funny, sure. Everyone has a different sense of humor. But I find it funny, and Sure, they do it for entertainment purposes. Sure, it might be a little cringy, but they know that. They know it's cringy, and they only do it because it's funny and it's for entertainment. But if you're doing ships where you're cosplaying as Deku and Todoroki and trying to make out for content, go get a room. Or if you're trying to, like, do one of these 2020 POVs with My Hero characters, go get a job application. I'm sorry I didn't bleep out job, but I just gotta say it again. Get a G-O-B. Job! No, I don't have one because I can't find job applications to fill out. But the second I do, I'm filling that out and I'm sending it. I'm getting a job soon. I'm going to get a job, no matter what it takes. Because I have nothing to do. But nothing to do is still better than shipping and all this other stuff. Now, yet, you do this, I don't know what to say. As long as you're normal, I really don't care what you do. Just be normal with it. Like, don't try to obsess over that. Don't make it your whole personality. And don't try to force others to do it, too. Because if that's like saying, oh, just because I'm part of this religion, I'm going to make you part of this religion. I'm pretty sure most religions have the role, you can't force others to become part of this religion. So why would you ever do that? Like, don't force people to do things they don't want to do. Makes no sense, and it's just not respectful. I mean, anyways, yeah, that's my take on the My Hero Academia fandom. I don't know if this video makes any sense, because this is just me ranting, and I have trouble speaking half the time, so maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. But regardless, hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you have any other fandoms you want me to comment on, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Have a good evening, good morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.